Hi, Jamie McIntyre here. Just want to talk to you quickly today on behalf of 21st Century University, which is an organisation I partnered with, 21st Century Education. For them, you know, I founded 20 years ago. I first wrote a book called What I Didn't Learn at School But Wish I Had, which wanted to become a bestseller, and ended up leading me to create a modern-day education instead of bitching and moaning about the poor quality of education, the 19th century education we got at school that was designed 200 years ago. For the industrialization era, when they needed to create a lot of factory workers. I decided to do something about it, and I decided to, after I'd become successful as an entrepreneur and investor, to go about building a modern day education, the things that I would have loved and many others would love to have been taught at school. So that's the premise of 21st Century University. So I want to tell you a little bit about that today, but I'll share it with a story. One of our lecturers, a friend of mine, a guy called Ruslan Kogan from Melbourne, Australia, and he spoke, lectured at 20th Century University several times, and he shared his story. He started the business, I think now back, as a little internet business. He started with the idea, originally TVs. He would get some TVs from overseas, in China, do a deal where he could then sell them to people online cheaply, buy some of them in bulk and then have them shipped directly to customers. That was the simple idea of the business, kind of like a little Amazon. And he started this business about 12 years ago. Now, this little business he started just out of nothing, putting a bit of money aside with his business partner. Today, 12 years later, is worth a massive $1.3 billion. It's listed on the Australian Stock Exchange, and you might guess what it is, Kogan.com. And I wanted to share that story with you because if we're going to learn, and I believe the more we learn, the more we earn. But the challenge I had is at university, it was very expensive, high-priced seminars sold by the government, and it's almost fraudulent to a degree. What I mean by this is that a friend of mine, she did a university degree, spent a fortune and four years of her life doing business and international marketing degree in Sydney, yet she was learning off lecturers that caught trains to work, public transport, had never built a business, had never earned anything more than a government-paid salary. What I mean by that is that, that's actually fraudulent. But see, because it's the government, they can charge $100,000 or more for a university degree and not have to deliver lecturers that actually have any real-life results. See, so 21st Century University, we made a rule a long time ago. The only lecturers allowed on stage are those who have a PhD in results, because what you'll find out in the real world, and this is like Ruslan Kogan, who built a $1.3 billion company, he no longer, when they're hiring people for Kogan.com, for many years been the case, they no longer care if the person has a degree. Because why? He said, if anyone, all they have to do is better go onto Google and find the answer. So Google's almost made universities redundant. And let me ask you this question, if university didn't come with a piece of paper giving you a degree, how much would the education actually be worth? And I can tell you now it's worth about zero. In other words, you can go and do Stanford and Harvard, do you realize this, online for free. The only difference is you won't get the degree. You can learn everything they're going to teach you in that, and a lot of Africans are able to do it for free online. They just don't get a degree. It's the piece of paper saying this is a piece of paper to help you get a higher paying job, okay, is what it's worth. If you take that away, you're not really there to learn. And I realized that very quickly when I was funding my way through uni to do an accounting and law degree. It's like I was learning off those with PhD in theory, and no disrespect to that. People academically work hard to get that, but if we cut the bullshit, it's largely fraudulent. Most lecturers have never actually produced a result in their life. Now, that's changing to some degree. My point is, though, if we're going to get a real-life education, we need to learn off people that have produced results. So if you want to start a business one day, and I suggest to you, Ruslan Kogan has built a $1.3 billion business, is worth $250 million today, started with nothing, is someone good to learn off. So at the end of this video, I'll send you a link. If you want to learn off people, multi-millionaires like Ruslan Kogan is well on his way to becoming a billionaire in his 30s. If you want to learn off one of my business mentors for many years, Sir Richard Branson, you might have heard of him, built a company or group of companies, Virgin. Richard's the only entrepreneur on the planet that's built over $9 billion companies. Now, who would love to build $1 billion company? Hands up. To build 9 of them in separate industries is phenomenal. So obviously he has a recipe for success. So people like this that we invite in to lecture at 21st Century University. Arnold Schwarzenegger, someone that's produced, a PhD in results, definitely a professor of action, Arnold calls himself, is that someone has been able to succeed in multiple different industries, where originally it was bodybuilding, and then it was real estate. Many people don't realize he became a millionaire in real estate by saving and working hard. He becomes successful in politics, becoming governor of California, and it wasn't for the limitation that because he was born outside of America, I was very confident Arnold Schwarzenegger would have become the president of the United States. So he's had success in many degrees, and also he wrote down he's going to become the world's highest paid action movie hero, and he went about and did that. So he was told in his early days that in becoming a movie actor, they said, not a hope in hell. You need to get rid of your accent, otherwise you'll never make it in Hollywood. Now, isn't that ridiculous? Now, the very thing that they said that would stop him from succeeding with Arnie is the very thing that led him to being successful. Could you imagine, the Terminator without Arnie's accent? Get to the chopper. It was his accent, so his strength they perceived as his weakness, but was actually the very thing. So luckily he didn't get rid of his accent. So what I'm highlighting here, is that if you want to develop and improve and grow, you want to learn off people who have a PhD in results. And that's what we've done at 21st Century University. Now, it used to cost over $4,000 to do just one of these programs you can now watch online. And I'm going to show you how you can watch them online for free. So after this, take advantage of it. For a limited time, you can just register 30 days free. You can watch Ruslan Kogan. Now, you hear his story, how he's built a billion-dollar company starting from scratch in Australia. You're going to learn from Arnold Schwarzenegger, many others, Australia's Donald Trump, as far as the millionaire, the apprentice, Mark Boris, a host, about 30 different speakers. I teach a lot on there in the basics. So real life education, how to be financially intelligent, emotionally intelligent, how to become a real estate millionaire, how to build million-dollar businesses, billion-dollar businesses, how to raise capital, how to start up, how to borrow money for property investing or business, how to eliminate debt, how to boost your income, how to go, how did I go from, in the early days, from earning less than $50,000 a year to almost $1 million a year in less than 18 months. All the different strategies, how to minimize tax legally, how to protect your assets, unlimited amount of financial education, but also emotional intelligence, also how to discover your purpose, how to add value, how to be a force for good in this world, which is important because if the good people don't create the money, then who has the money? And some people, unfortunately, have too much money in this planet that aren't necessarily a force for good. We need to help more people become wealthy, that have the right intentions, want to make a difference in the world, and make this world a better place. And so you can access all this on a free trial. And if you want to continue learning, as little as $59 US a month. So now this is available globally to anyone on the planet to learn. There is no excuse. You don't have to pay $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 to a fraudulent education that's offered by the government, very high-priced, expensive seminars delivered by people that have never produced a result in their life, which if we were to do that, we'd be locked up in jail, where you can actually learn of people that have produced a result, PhD in results, which will teach you so many things for 30 days for free, and you're going to keep learning for $59. If you can't invest $59 into your future, then who are you kidding? You're not going to enjoy a lifestyle like this behind me, okay? This is a lifestyle I created for myself many years ago by doing the hard work. I invest hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars into my self-education. So I'm here to say education is the key to success. It's just got to be the right education, not a bullshit, falsified, fraudulent education pushed and sold to you by the government, which is a money-making scheme. Ultimately, the things that count can you deliver results in this world? Because that's all the world cares for, is the results. Can you deliver or can you not? If you can deliver, then money will flow to you. And now, nice chatting to you today. 21stcenturyu.com, 21stcenturyu.com. Start watching as many videos by as many millionaires and billionaires as you possibly wish for 30 days for free. And then it's $59 a month. Talk to you soon.